Hi, everybody, and welcome to Evolve Love. I am your host, Amanda, and I am so happy that you have found this podcast. Are you looking for daily inspiration, motivation, and wisdom to help you begin your day feeling supported and uplifted with love? Well, you have come to the right place. This podcast is a space of encouragement where you can be held in your self-development because in order to evolve, you need love, and it begins here with you. Now, let's get into today's episode. Hi, everybody, and welcome to a new week here with Evolve Love. I am really looking forward to getting into an open and honest conversation today because I will be honest, I wasn't really sure that I was going to go on the mic right now to record this Monday episode. And it's because I have been feeling a certain way just about the way that I look at productivity and creativity. And we're going to talk about all of that today. But what was interesting was I had my mindset that I was not going to record tonight. And then I said, you know what, I'm just going to do a 10-minute bedtime yoga sequence online. And with that, after doing it, I felt ready and called to come on the mic. So this is a really from the heart type of episode and from the heart type of week, because last week we were talking specifically about an area of our birth chart that relates to our joy, our prosperity, our luck. And we went all over. We went with that. We went with abundance. We went with the solar plexus. And we even took time at the end of last week to check back in to where our intentions are and where we've come with them so far in this year. Being July is coming up. It's right around the corner. It's this week. And I really wanted to kind of like continue on this concept, but to get really rooted in it, because I think something that is important to realize and important to understand for ourselves is that sometimes we do all these things that appear like this is going to be joy-giving or this is going to bring in prosperity for me. But sometimes these are just societal aspects of what is expected of us, or like what is an expectation of something that would bring you joy, what is an expectation of something that's going to bring you abundance, like whatever it is. But like sometimes our souls, ourselves, does not feel it. And this is really where I was at coming into this week of conversation. And I started June saying that I was going to be open and honest here. And I am. And it feels really good. It feels really good to be open and honest and share. But today's moon, Monday being our moon day, we always see what the sign is. And today's moon sign is Capricorn, which is interesting because Capricorn is a sign of drive, of ambition, of going after our goals. And even though it's an earth sign, it has that energy of like making things happen. And it has that practical edge. It has that structure. It has everything that it is that we need to build for ourselves and our success. But I wasn't feeling that at all today. Like I am not feeling the Capricorn energy. If anything, I feel like an energy of like, I just want to feel me. I just want to be me. And I don't know what energy that is, but it was really coming up. And I think this has been a really important realization for me because summer has just begun. And July is almost here. Like I said, this is our halfway point through the year. And growing up, summer as a season looked so different. You know, summer as a child, summer as a teen, it was so carefree. It was so easy to just do whatever we wanted, right? Like there was little to no responsibility, little to no pressure. We didn't have the same type of schedule or needs that we needed to meet like we did in the school year. You know, summer was that time. And as we get into adulthood, that time isn't the same, but we desperately long for it to be, because we feel the shift of the season and we feel like, ooh, it's summer mode. But then our responsibilities don't change. Our schedules maybe change a little bit. Maybe there's some more flexibility there with like vacation time or things like that. But like for the most part, it doesn't just turn off the way that it did when we were growing up. And I even feel that shift too at the end of summer, like the excitement of back to school. And I haven't been back to school in like decades, right? I mean, I go back to dance, but I always feel that energy. And so it's with us. It still is with us. And when I was reflecting on this, I've been thinking about, there are so many things right now that I want to do. I have like 3 very specific projects, very specific things that I want to be working on outside of my work, just like creative projects that I'm wanting to take on for myself. And I asked myself today, because I had space and time today, like I was like, ooh, this is a great day for me to sit and start on some of these. And what happened? I went to sit down to do it. I didn't know which project to start with, and I didn't feel called to start any of them. It's almost like when you walk into a room that's like messy and you don't know which corner to begin cleaning. I felt a physical block from my heart to my throat. It actually felt like something was stopping me. And when I had this realization, I realized like, I'm not ready. My body's not ready for this. I may have these big creative ideas that are lighting a fire. We talked about the solar plexus last week, but like there are these ideas that are igniting, that are starting, that it all sounds well and good, but there's a part of me that is not ready to act on this. And I took the time, instead of acting on it, to reflect like, why is this coming up for me? And it's funny because as fired up as I am about these ideas, I realized like maybe this isn't the season to fill my time with productivity. Maybe this isn't my season to be as creative as I was wanting. Maybe this is just my season to be. Maybe this is just my season to be present and to see what comes up and to live in spontaneity and flow, just like how it was growing up. And the responsibilities are not going to change. So I just have to find the ways in which my life will flow and, those other aspects. So with this realization, it made me think I really want to share this on the podcast, because I think that many people can relate to this too. It's like we have all these ideas, we want to act on them, but then there's something that restrains us or something that holds us back. And I even talked about, I remember the beginning of this month, like holding back. We talked about the launching of the arrow and me not being ready to launch it. And the reason then felt so deeply that I was fearful of what others may think. And I was fearful that I wasn't ready enough to launch it in one manner, like in an imposter syndrome type of manner. But now I feel it differently. I'm not launching because there's a part of me that's not ready. And there's a part of me that's realizing, and I know that this isn't like an original thought or idea because I've seen it everywhere, especially related to people in my generation, but why do I feel the need to fill my free time with something that is like a productivity-based activity or even creative? And I think being creative is beautiful, but like, why do I feel that within a moment of my time, I have to fill it with those items, with it, like in order to be worthy, basically. So like in order for me to be worthy of having the space and time, I need to fill it with something that is worthwhile, something that is going to get me a step further. But what if this time right now is for me to meditate more? What if this is time for me to journal more? What if this is time for me to just put on a show or read a book, and to not feel like at the end of my time block that I needed to accomplish or achieve something? And that's where that Capricorn energy ties into today's thought. And this week's thought is, why do I feel the need to show up like in this productive manner just to make it worth it? And we're going to talk more about this in this week ahead, because I think it's really important. It's been a really like eye-opening moment for myself, because I didn't really think that I was doing this until I sat down to okay, I have the time to do these projects now, and nothing came. I didn't want to do them. And it really just made me realize that this is the time for me to yes, those projects are going to come, but what I'm going to learn in this season is what is going to make those projects even stronger. And so with this whole work that I've been doing, with everything that I've been realizing, there was a moment where I had this concept of a phrase that came to my mind. And I want to give a quick shout out to Laura of the Better Days Sacred Collective, because Laura has been a monumental figure for myself in my growth and just in my development in this year. And something that really has helped me to drop deeper into myself is the meditations that she leads. She is an incredible meditation teacher. I truly go so deep within these meditations. And sometimes I'm doing multiple things while she's doing the meditation. But yeah, I can really feel so much. And something that came up in a recent meditation with her was this feeling of that carefree summer, that I even had the image of my young teen self rollerblading, and I had nothing to do. Nothing was on the schedule. I just felt I want to go rollerblading. So I went rollerblading, and it made me really think about, when have I done something like that just because? And that's the phrase that stuck with me, is just because. And that's what we're going to be focusing on this week, is when was a time that you did something just because? So to set our intention this Monday, this moon day, for our week ahead, I want you to think about how we can do one thing for ourselves each day just because. So maybe our intention this week is, I will do one thing each day for myself just because. It doesn't have anything to do with productivity. It has nothing to do with responsibility. It has nothing to do with the tasks on your list. It's just that thing that feels like it's on a whim. There's no guidelines to it. There's no limits. So what is going to be your just because in each day this week? I want to thank you all so much for being here. I'm so looking forward to diving into this further. I know that it's a deeper one, and I know that it might not feel as positive and high vibe, but the point is to get us there. The point is to work through this so that we are able to feel that carefreeness once again. If you feel called to share this episode with a friend who you think may need it, I would so appreciate that. Make sure to follow me over on my Instagram at _evolvelove, because when I am ready to share these projects that I have been working on or thinking on or brainstorming on, everything is going to be there when it comes time. So make sure you're following me over there, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your Monday.